Hey everybody, this is your boy Angel. I do hope and pray that you are having a blessed day. I know I am. Bring you guys an updated ban list discussion video. And boy, howdy, I tell you. Konami just came down with the hammer on certain things, and certain things kind of didn't expect looking at what's banned and what's taken off the list. So we're going to jump right into it, guys. As you can tell right on the screen, right off rip, Block Dragon is out of there. It's about time. You very rarely hear me talk about how degenerate cards are, but Block Dragon was possibly the most busted card in the game. That it just had to go, netted too much advantage, and was pretty much the spine of that Emancipator in and itself. So it'll be interesting to see how Emancipator players adapt, but that card just definitely needed to just go. Looking down there, Jet Synchron. If anything was going to get hit from the, say, Fiber and Friends package, it was definitely going to be Jet Synchron. And then looking down, we have Mecha Phantom Beast O-Line as well. Both of those had to go. Fiber is something that I do actually envision being around for a while. I actually don't think Fiber is going to get hit in any way, form, or fashion. People are going to figure out new ways to play it. I think Konami really does want Fiber to be in the game, just for the sake of promoting the synchro mechanic more, promoting older mechanics more in general. So that's just something I think we're just going to have to deal with. But those two cards definitely had to go in themselves. So that goes on for that. That's the Forbidden. Let's go on to the next slide. Limited Double Iris Magician. Didn't see that one coming, but I think it's about time. I think that card can actually come back. The Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche called us all in a mile away. I think a lot of people did. Call by the Grave. Oh, wait, hold on. Call by the Grave. They limited Called by the Grave. Konami really needs to stop. I just don't know, honestly, that it's like, for me personally, this is how I feel, guys. It's like Konami just can't put together a solid list without a head scratcher. It's just, I don't think it's possible for them. It's just like they can't do it. It's just not, I just don't think it's within their reasonable being to be able to put together a list without a legitimate head scratcher. I mean, very rarely do I see them put together something that doesn't make you ask questions in some capacity. Limiting Call by the Grave really just doesn't make any sense to me. There's two possibilities of what I'm thinking. They really want us to promote playing triple tactics talents, which is whatever. But I'd rather be able to resolve a play than to be able to just say draw two cards or loop my opponent for one. And this is essentially saying that hand traps are going to always resolve. I don't think that's healthy for the game at all. Yes, we do need to limit combo, but there's better ways to do that. In fact, truth be told, the combos that are really going around now, Call by the Grave doesn't say, because the best hand traps are Gamma and Imperm. So Call by the Grave, like any other card, has its usefulness and it has its weaknesses as well. And times where it's going to be heavily used and times where it's really not going to be that good. I really think that card needs to be in the game, because I just don't want any format where hand traps are dominating. And for me, 3 tax is not necessarily a viable replacement. Obviously, it's a great card, but I think that's what Konami wants. Then the other point to make about this is that I do know that the OCG ruling with, say, DD Crow, I do believe that with DD Crow banishing the card and the OCG saying whatever was banished effect would not resolve. So I'm not sure if that is applying to hand traps as well, but that could also be something, and maybe Konami just didn't want us to have access to 6 Call by the Grave effects. I'm not sure, but I think it's between those two possibilities or a permutation of both. But either or way, I think that's kind of a ridiculous hit, and that just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Going down, okay, Feather Duster off the list. Good. I'm glad. I think that really it's honestly overdue. I think it's a good time for it to try to come back. Whatnot. Just every deck to have just generic back row removal. And I do think that we do need to get into a format where we're promoting main decking back row removal more, where everything just can't be monster and just go. Back, when, the game was new, back when, you actually had to have really 3 levels of diversity, monster, spell, trap, and removal for each. I think that was just way, way better. And so hopefully maybe this card coming back will promote that a little bit more as well. So that's the limited, guys. Let's get into, let's say, the semi-limits, if there are any. Seer, Malabranch of the Burning Abyss. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. You guys know I'm a big BA guy, so that's what's up. Graph. Okay, so they showed BA some love. Now, BA is coming back into relevancy for the 100th time, and that's fine. I guess it's bound to happen at some point. Some may disagree with that, and I can see why, but it is what it is. ABC Dragon Buster never should have been limited in the first place. It's whatever it is. Semi-limited now. Nah, it never should have been limited in the first place. Totally awesome. Once again, I actually personally say the same thing. It is what it is. But it's good to see that those cards are coming back. So let's move on to if there's anything that came off the list completely. All right, so unlimited. Makira the Destructor. Once again, saw that a mile away too, especially with the full release of the Roz Rage booster set coming out. The updated errata version of this is in there. So for this to not be on the list like immediately, that wouldn't have made any sense. So Konami went and took care of that. And quite honestly speaking, truth be told, I saw the updated list of that this morning. And I started to think maybe we're going to get a list either today or tomorrow just by that, because I just don't think they're going to release a new set, by the 25th, I believe, when Roz Rage drops, and they're not going to have, everything updated. Tour Guide from the Underworld, good. All right. Ever Gitchy Gus Kraken. Okay, all right. I used to love Gitchy back in the day. Actually, it was one of the first, when I got back into the game, Gitchy was one of the first decks I picked up. So, I'll try to revisit that, get you guys a profile. Pantheism, all right, back to 3, long overdue, and just about any of my buddies, friends, etc., constituents, subs. No, this does not make Monarchs competitive again. I think the deck has had its time. I think it'll be a fun deck. I think you'll be able to catch some folks off guard, get some dubs, but I don't think it's anything that you're going to see at top tables once you get events back. And finally, Widow Anchor is off the list, which is cool. I kind of just don't think that matters, especially we're going into more of a, say, Dragoon format. So that's kind of where I feel that things are going. But it's good to see that Sky Striker gets a little bit of love. So, guys, that's it for the discussion, guys. Just let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about some of these limits, bans, unbans, etc. What would you have liked to see on the list? What would you have liked to see come off the list? And where do you think we need to go from here to make the game as fair and balanced as possibly can be, guys? So without further ado, guys, this has been your boy Angel. I do hope and pray that you have a blessed day, guys. Make good decisions. Stay safe, stay healthy, and peace.